good to see so many of you out today. I didn't know if it was September 1st. I thought it was. But I'm happy to see everybody today on such a hot day. Welcome. And now we get started to reconvene into open session and adopt certification.
Madam Chair, I move that we reconvene in open session.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we reconvene in open session and adopt certification of the closed session.
Certification of closed session. Whereas the Dinwiddie County School Board has convened a closed session on this date pursuant to an affirmative recorded vote and in accordance with the provisions of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act, and whereas paragraph 2.2-3712 of the Code of Virginia requires a certification by the school board that such closed meeting was conducted in conformity with Virginia law. Now therefore be it resolved that the Dinwiddie County School Board hereby certifies that, to the best of each member's knowledge, only such business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the school board. Betty Haney, District 2.
I certify.
Barbara Pittman, District 3.
I certify.
Mary Benjamin, District 4.
I certify.
Sherlyn Merritt, District 5.
I certify.
Madam Chair, Jay Sneff, District 1, absent, all certified.
Thank you. Now we will join Mrs. Haney and join us to participate in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay, please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Are there any amendments to the agenda?
No.
Okay, I would accept a motion to adopt the agenda.
Madam Chair, I move that we adopt the agenda as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we adopt the agenda as is. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hearing no nays. Closed session report.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the request of the parent for the religious exemption for student number REL-07/21-1.
I second.
It has been moved and seconded that we accept the request of the parent and to request for compulsory attendance. All of those in favor?
Aye.
It has been properly moved in second, and we will honor the request of the parent for the release of student REL-07/21-1.
Okay, Madam Chair, I move that we adopt the personnel list as presented by the superintendent.
Second.
It has been moved and second that we adopt the personnel list as presented. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Hearing no nays, the personnel report is approved. Consent agenda.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the expenditure report as presented.
Second.
It has been moved and second that we accept the expenditure reports as presented. All of those in favor, the usual sign. Aye. Hearing no nays, the expenditure reports are accepted.
Madam Chair, I move that we accept the minutes for June 8th and June 22nd.
Second.
It has been moved and second that we accept the minutes from our meeting June 8th, 2021 and June 22nd, 2021. All those in favor, usual sign.
Aye.
The minutes are accepted. Board matters.
Yes, Madam Chair, I would like to invite Mr. Atkins to come up first. We have a field trip, I believe.
Hey, how are you?
Good afternoon.
I'm asking that the DHS cheerleaders are able to go to North Carolina for a team camp. It's sponsored by Varsity, one of the big cheer programs. Teams, high schools from all over the East Coast will be attending. They'll learn new cheers, during the day, and then it is at the Great Wolf Lodge. So at nighttime, they would be able to enjoy the Great Wolf Lodge. It's the first part of August, so it's not during the school day.
And our cheer squad is all female this
It's
time?
one male.
One male. So,
It's two coaches going, so they'll divide the rooms up appropriately.
And you're going by private vehicles, correct?
Yes, I have asked. I reached out to Kathy, Connor, and Mr. Tucker, just in case transportation is needed. We could get a bus. I was waiting on tonight to call them up to see if a bus is possible, just in case transportation falls through for some of the individuals.
Would we have to approve that again, or?
so logistically, if they're going by private car, everybody's signing some sort of form saying, I'm in a private car and school insurance does not cover this.
They would be going with parent transportation.
But they,
If you're
they
asking
have
for a
to
bus.
sign that they understand that they're in a private car. They're not covered by our insurance. Seriously.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's a statement there to that in what you submitted to us. But I think we need to expand it to say that about the insurance fee.
Well, because the person who owns the car is now responsible for the
responsible
insurance.
for whoever's
And
transporting it.
they have to know that in writing too.
Okay.
So, I've been to Great Wolf Lodge and the children would greatly enjoy it. But my question is, and it's probably for,
Swim. Can they all swim?
well, my question is, all the fun activities that they'll have there, are they insured through us, through them, the family, the parents, or what? In case, Lord forbid, if anything happens.
I would imagine that Grapewood Lodge would have an insurance policy to cover them.
Christy, can you help us with with our risk management?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
So, I do know that all of our athletes have to either submit that
Proof
they
of
have
insurance.
insurance.
Yes.
Or they have to take out a student accident insurance policy coverage for any type of health, or, in case something,
Yes.
one of them falls and breaks their arm, or, something like that. So we will ensure that, they have student accident coverage regardless, because that is a rider on our policy.
That's right.
So if somebody were to get injured, they would be covered.
Okay, thank you.
Could we prefer that they do the bus? I mean,
Yeah, what's the purpose of the personal transportation?
Just because it's during the day, so it's a 3-day trip, so it would go and stay. So instead of having a bus
Stay
drop
down
them
there.
off, they
Oh.
come back, and then a bus coming back and pick them
Oh.
up. But I spoke to the coach, and I spoke to I emailed transportation, so that way that could be a possible plan.
I think that would be the better plan, is to have the bus go and come back and go again. At least they all
but
be
do
on
they
the
have to
same
leave the premises to
transportation.
eat and things like that?
No, everything's taken
Everything's
care of.
there.
Or at least one car.
Yeah, one car would be
For an
nice in case of an emergency. But
But
And they're going to be
sugar
down
buses
there
don't
with
wanna stay at
lots of
Great
high
Wolf
schools, so
Lodge.
everybody's going to be in the same boat.
Yeah, and that's true.
But I was not trying to be funny on the swimming thing. I mean, we may have students who don't know
They're
how
going
to
to have
swim.
they would have lifeguards on duty at the
Okay.
Great Wolf.
I also would think that parents will know that it's about water and the things that,
I move that we accept the request at the high school with our reservations that we would
So-
prefer bus transportation. Now, I'm
Okay.
speaking for myself. I don't.
So this is purely just a team
Camp.
camp, like just for them to come together.
Well, it's sponsored by Varsity. So
Okay.
Varsity
So it's-
Cheer is one of the big cheer programs
So there'll be
in the
other
United
teams
States.
all over.
So
Gotcha.
it's
So it's not just them.
it's a training that goes on during the day, so they learn new cheers, and then when they have downtime, then they could
Okay.
they eat. They go to the Great Wolf Lodge, whether they're at the Great Wolf Lodge.
So it's
they
a
swim.
bigger event than just us going to Great Wolf Lodge?
So instead of it being at a college or university like it typically
understand.
is, it's going to be at the Great Wolf.
Okay, I get it.
I make a motion that we accept the trip for the varsity cheer. It is at Great Wolf Lodge, and that we look at the transportation and do the best we can to be safe in that coverage.
Second.
It has been moved and second that we accept the trip coming from Mr. Atkins to go to, for the students to attend the Great Roof Lodge with,
The cheering.
preferred bus transportation and one car. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Hearing no nays. The trip is approved. Thank you and
Thank you.
be safe.
Our next matter for the board to consider this evening, I'm going to invite Mrs. Branch to come forward and to provide you with information about where we are with our comprehensive classification and compensation plan study.
Good afternoon, Chair and members of the board. It brings me great pleasure today to bring to your attention a matter regarding our comprehensive classification and compensation plan study. We would like to begin the process of reviewing and updating our existing classification and compensation plan for employees who are under the Unified Pay Plan, as well as stipends and degree supplements. As you may recall, a previous study was conducted back in 2008, but due to the recession, we were unable to fully implement the plan. The plan was later reviewed in 2018, and then we were finally able to implement that plan in the fiscal year 2019. So, with that being said, it's been over 10 years since we have had a thorough review of our existing compensation plan. And there are a few reasons why we would like to take this moment to revisit it at its time. Since its implementation, many of the positions have been updated and new positions have been added to our existing unified pay plan. Over time, we've experienced some market fluctuations on key positions. For example, the paraprofessional position. There's also been some challenges with our nurse positions and also with some of our administrative positions, such as our principal and assistant principal positions, and being able to attract talent at a competitive salary. In addition to this, we have also had the onset of salary compression, making it even more challenging for us to secure suitable candidates within the existing guidelines. And what I mean by salary compression is where we may have a teacher, for example, with 20 plus years of experience that desires to move into an administrative position. And when we do the calculations, it's more advantageous for that person to remain a teacher than for them to become an administrator because of our existing pay plan for that position. Additionally, the General Assembly recently approved the hourly minimum wage in Virginia to increase to $9.50 beginning May 1st, 2021, and it will increase again to $11 on January 1st, 2022, and then to $12 January 1st, 2023. So considering these factors, it presents legal implications for our future budget. Considering all of these challenges, we feel that it would be the best time for us to begin a new study. We did submit a request for proposal to qualified offers to provide an updated plan, and we received several submissions, and we went through the interview process in early July. And out of that process, a organization called Evergreen Solutions, LLC, is our choice for recommendation to you today. They have quoted us a fixed cost of $35,500 for the completion of the study. So our recommendation today is for you to approve or allow us to enter into an agreement with Evergreen Solutions in order to review and develop and update our compensation and classification plan. And at this time, I will entertain any questions that you may have.
Mrs. Branch, maybe I didn't read it or I didn't hear you either when you said, how long is the study, how we employ this
So,
group?
if we are able to employ them soon, then we would like to be able to have recommendations to implement for next year's budget. Now, keep in mind, they would give us a recommendation. We would have to come back to you again as a board to review their recommendations and determine, what we could implement, if any. I know with the previous unified pay plan, everything wasn't implemented at one time. We had chose to implement the increases for paraprofessionals first, where it was spread across 2 years. Am I right, Christy? Before the other employee groups receive the increase. So just know that, we of course are, willing to present those findings to you and are yielding towards whatever your decision may be.
The county just
Yes.
recently did this, and I always wondered down the road why we wouldn't enter into it together with them.
Right.
To
And
save
we,
money mostly.
exactly, and that's another reason why we felt that this was a good time to do it. They do recommend you do this every 5 to 7 years to keep up with what the market is. And so in the next 5 years, we'd be right in line with the county. So when they get ready to do theirs, we would be more in line with their schedule.
Right. And one of the offers was the organization that did the study with the county. And we did interview them, but the outcome of that was that we just felt that Evergreen had more experience with working with school systems and was able to identify with some of the challenges that we currently have, and were able to offer some recommendations of things that they have done to be able to help their clients in the past to be able to be more successful.
We did have an opportunity, though, to see some of the findings from that study, and we do have some job alikes. The county has same positions that we have, and we do see some discrepancies in what they're saying that the market is for those positions. So,
And the reason I said that is because at budget time, they traditionally are always asking us about salaries and seemingly want to compare. So
yes,
it would be easier to kind of match them up to begin with instead
Yes.
of going at it after we've
Right.
done it every time.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think it's a great observation.
I think that the timing is perfect. Yes,
So we need a motion to.
yes, we're
award
asking,
the
we're
contract.
asking for
Madam
that.
If that
Chair, yeah.
concludes your questions.
Yeah. Madam Chair, I move that we go ahead and allow them to do the comprehensive classification and compensation plan study with the overview, what is it?
Evergreen
Evergreen
Solutions.
Solutions.
Second.
Thank you. It has been moved in second that we approve the comprehensive classification compensation plan study with Evergreen Solutions. All of those in favor, use the usual sign.
Aye.
Hearing no nays.
Okay, thank you very
Ms.
much.
Branch, before you step down, I wondered if you'd like to introduce the newest member of your team, since I see her.
Well, I will use any opportunity to introduce her, but I was hoping for another opportunity so that she could invite her family
Okay,
here
well,
to partake in that.
we can do both.
Okay, and so like I said, I'll take any opportunity. But I'm happy to be able to introduce to the board and those accompanying us today, Mrs. Jessica Epps. Phillips. She is our new Finance and Human Resources Coordinator. This is a new position that has been a long time coming. She comes with a quandary of qualifications. She is a Longwood alum, as well as a current student of Liberty University. She's pursuing her master's in forensic accounting. Her professional experience is from the Prince Edward County Office of Social Services, where she was most recently their administrative services manager. And her experience is very much aligned with the needs that we have between human resources and finance. She's worked on many of the financial functions that are comparable to what we have here within the school system. She also has some previous school experience in Nottoway County, right? So, she just has the perfect skill set and experience, and has already been a great addition to the team just within a short period of time. She started on July 1 and has taken on several projects and hit the ground running. So,
It feels like she's been here forever.
yes,
so happy to
she's
have you.
meant to be
She
here.
was meant to be here. And we love families, so when your family comes, we would love to meet them as well.
That's right.
That's right.
So you hear that. So that means you got to invite him back. All right. But yes, we're happy to have her. And thank you for the
Thank you.
opportunity.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Now I'm going to ask Mrs. Fleming to come forward and speak to you about some contract awards and engineering services in partnership with Dinwiddie County.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Several months ago, the county contacted us about participating in some contract term awards with them. They, in the past, have awarded term contracts for architectural and engineering services for small projects. I was quite honored and actually happy that they asked us to participate in this with them, because from time to time we do find the need to be able to need these services for small things. In the past we've had to contract with Timmons for, certain engineering things for small projects that we're trying to do. And they keep these contracts on staff. I'm sorry, they're not on staff. They keep these term contracts so that they can do these without having to go through a bidding or a RFP at that time, which saves us time, because most of the time when we need these services, we usually need them for some type of emergency that has come up unexpectedly, or we're doing a small project that, we're trying to get completed. So we did participate with them. They put out RFPs. We received, I think it was 17 responses. We interviewed 8 companies, and we are asking that we award term contracts to 7 of them. And what this means is they had to submit their hourly rates for certain services, and those hourly rates are what we would utilize if we needed a particular service. The companies here are DJG Inc., HBA Architecture, Kuntz Bryant Johnson and Williams, RRMM Architects, Summit Design and Engineering, Timmons Group, and Town Site Engineering. And these companies all have their own, expertise. So we needed to award to a wide variety, because some of them are more civil engineering, some of them are more mechanical engineering, some of them have some landscaping services that the others do not. In addition, as you know, RRMM Architects, we have utilized them in the past. They're definitely a school-oriented architectural firm. Some of the other ones didn't have as much school experience. So this provides the opportunity to enter into a contract utilizing these hourly rates without having to go through another procurement service. These services are good for, we're hoping to have a 5-year term with them before having to do this again. There are some restrictions. You cannot enter into an agreement for more than $150,000 for a project with any one of them at one time, and there is a cumulative of $750,000 that you can award between us and the county in 1 year across all of them. So these are truly for your smaller type projects. I did include a copy of each one of the contracts in the packet. These are draft. The county is still working on some fine tuning, but Dr. Weston and Mr. Massengill would need to sign each one of these contracts at the time of completion. But we are asking that you approve for her to sign these contracts and us be able to utilize these term contracts for 5 years. And this is something new for us, but I think it's a good move. And of course, we're glad that the county actually asked us to, join with them.
Now, if we had something that was more than 150,000, could we bid it but still use one of these
Yes.
companies?
Yes, but, well, that's a good question, Ms. Pittman. I think the answer is yes. I think I did check on this, but I would have to refresh my memory. So if we put that out as an RFP, I think it would be separate outside of this particular contract. But say, RRMM or
Right.
HBA was the successful recipient of our request for proposal. I think that's outside of this particular
That's
contract.
separate.
Yes. And for any large projects, we would have to do that.
Yeah, but I just wanted to make sure we didn't have to eliminate them because we often use RRM&M and Timmons.
Right, right.
Any more questions? Are there any more questions? And she needs board approval.
Yes, ma'am, I need board approval to allow Dr. Weston to sign these contracts and enter into these agreements.
I move that we move forward with allowing this contract agreement.
Yeah.
It has been moved in second that we approve the policy updates. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Hearing none.
It's not the policy.
It's the
updates.
contracts.
Policy update.
Which
It's
one was
the one-
contract?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, the contract, I retracted, Bonnie. It has been moved in second that we approve contract awards, agriculture and engineering services. All of those in favor, use your sign.
Aye.
Hearing no nays, it's approved. Now approval of policy, policy.
Thank you very much.
What we're asking for is, I know that you've had an opportunity to take a look at these policies that we provided to you, I think even before school closed. And Bonnie, Ms. Golston has provided you with a list so you can see what those policies were. The majority of them, there were a couple that were deleted. Some of them were just about changing the title. Many of them were about the legal reference because the code has changed and just providing the right legal, the right Virginia code. And then there were some references to other existing policies there. So there's not anything there that's new. It's just really refreshing the policies that we currently have in place. So we're asking for approval so that Ms. Golson can submit those officially.
We need a motion.
I move that we accept the policies that have been prevented, that have been updated by the VSBA.
Second.
It has been moved in second that we accept the approval of policy updates. All of those in favor use the usual sign. Aye. Hearing no opposed, then it's approved. Is there any new business?
No, ma'am.
New business? Superintendent matters?
Yes, I'd like to ask Mr. Wells to come forward. I know that this is a topic that you've asked about many times, and so he's here to provide you with an update relative to our benefits.
Good afternoon.
Good
Good afternoon.
I'm coming today to let y'all know, I believe it was back in November that we got notice that 3 Bond Secure Mercy Health facilities were leaving our network. Those were the hospitals of Southern Virginia Regional Medical Center in Emporia, Southside Regional Medical Center in Petersburg, and Southampton Memorial Hospital in Franklin. We received an email from the local choice on July 2nd and got a follow-up email from Anthem on the 9th that these 3 facilities are now back in the system as of July 1st. So they are now considered in-network and will have the full benefits of the in-network to our employees. I know a lot of our employees were concerned about that. While I'm here, I'd also like to know that our health open enrollment for health insurance this year for our full-time employees through the local choice will be August 1st through August 30th. We will also have our supplemental plans, open enrollment, August 23rd through September 3rd. The 23rd through the 27th will be the phone service offered by Mark III, and then they will be here the week of the 30th through September 3rd for in-person, in case employees want to see them face to face. Those meetings are not mandatory, but if the employees want to meet with them, they can. Mark III has also introduced to us a new plan in the last couple of weeks that they've able to find a supplemental eye care that we had to do away with for when we went to the local choice. And we're proposing that we add that to our supplemental packages this year. Even the ones on local choice can also get this supplement for further care, and it provides up to an additional $175 allowance towards frames and glasses, in addition to what they would have through local choice insurance. Or they can get this as a separate policy if they just wanted the health care, the eye care, and didn't want our health insurance.
Where's the dental? Is it in the main policy?
So our main health insurance policy is covered with health, dental, and vision. You have a vision plan in there.
Okay.
We cannot separate any of those out, and we brought that to their attention last year that we had some employees that didn't take our health insurance but wanted dental and vision. So they presented this vision, which was a fully supplemental plan that always has been. They're also trying to find us a dental plan. They're working on the fees for that. It may be next year before we're able to offer that, because we had some concerns, because in the past our dental package, we offered a copay to that, where now we have it included with our regular insurance, so it would probably all be supplemental if we were to offer it.
So retirees is my question. They were getting the dental and eyes.
They
as a
were separate,
separate.
yes.
So now where would they be with this one?
They would be able to take this vision plan. We offered them dental and vision through Emeritus last year.
Right.
So they still have that option also to stay with that, or they could also purchase this vision plan. I know this vision plan, the rates that we were quoted are more in line with what we had previously. So basically, the rates we were given were $774 for single coverage. Employee plus spouse was $1,509. Employee plus children is $1,548, and then if the family plan was $2,283.
So the retirees could stay with Emeritus, or they could take this one and then Emeritus for dental.
Yes, ma'am. And then once we get, if we get the dental plan, then we would offer them that also.
Thank you.
No. Thank you. Are there any citizens? No. Okay, board member comments?
I
Ms.
just
Neal?
wanted to welcome again our newest member to Ms. Branch's team, and we look forward to meeting your family.
We've got a lot of projects and things in the hopper that we're working on this summer. Some changes, some not, some shoring up. But I appreciate the work of the teams that are working on them. But you know, education is like the rest of the world. Things need to move. Things need to change. And you know, I know that we'll be ready to make changes and make adjustments. Thank you for your work on those.
Ms. Amy?
Just want to welcome Ms. Epps again. We're glad to have you here, and I know that, you know, you're going to be a big asset. And we're glad everybody came out. It is a hot day, and the weather is wonderful, I guess. Enjoy it and enjoy your summer.
Thank you. Thank everyone for being here, coming out today. And just by your coming out today, just we know we're going to have a good 21-22 school year. And because it's hot, as Ms. Haney has said, and you're still eager because you're concerned about young people and about Dinwiddie County. And I thank you for that. Thank you so much for coming out. Dr. Weston?
I'd like to officially say Happy New School Year, because as of July 1st, we are now in the new school year. In addition to Ms. Epps, I'm excited to see Dr. Clay and Mr. Walters in their new positions as principal, and to see Mr. Moss as the Director of Innovation and Development, and Ms. Nguyen, who's still got a toe in technology, but she is also the Director of Planning and Accountability. So we're working our way over. So just welcome. We really do have a very good team of people, and a lot of smart work is going on. We have summer school going on in all of our schools with the exception of Southside. And I'm out visiting the schools right now. They're doing a really great job with that. We are now in the second session. I thank Dr. Gurley for putting all that together. It's working beautifully, and the kids really seem to be very engaged, and the teachers are doing a great job. We also thank the academic services team, the Summer Institute. I was able to participate in one over at Dinwiddie Elementary School when Mr. Roberts and I were walking around, and there were a lot of teachers in there participating, coming out to learn new skills for the upcoming school year. So that was very exciting to see the teachers as learners. As Ms. Pittman said, we have a lot of summer projects going on. We have a lot of capital projects going on, and Christy are kind of helping us to lead all those efforts with all the CARES money, and so we do have a lot of things going on in our building. So I'm very excited about that this summer. And we're planning school reopening, if you can even believe that. We're already working on that, so you'll be hearing a lot more about that. But I'd like our families to know that we're going to have our back to school bash this year, which I'm very excited about, and they'll be hearing more information to come on September 1st. So mark your calendars. It's going to be a good time had by all. So I'm looking forward to that. And that's it.
That's it?
Mhm.
Is that clear for
Okay.
everybody?
That is it.
Well, then the meeting is, I will entertain a motion.
I move
Madam
that-
Chair, I move that we adjourn.
Second.
All right, are there any no's? The meeting's adjourned. Thank you for coming.